Hello, my name is Aytakin Huseynli. I am PhD candidate and adjunct faculty at Brown School. I am also research associate at Center for Social Development. Today, I will be presenting you the paper which discusses the policy design of child development accounts for Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is a former Soviet Union country which is located in Central Europe, and it is one of the emerging economies which reforms all sectors, including child protection and well-being. And this paper is also a response to the request of Azerbaijan government to have a child development accounts as a national policy in Azerbaijan. Before going to details of the design elements, I would like to highlight a couple of research which say that child development accounts improves overall and psychosocial well-being of children during childhood. It becomes a resource for children to satisfying and productive life when they are adult. It helps children to learn about financial concepts and services, and it also have positive impact on children's financial actions and behavior when they are adult. To design the child development accounts policy, with Dr. Michael Sheridan, we visited in Azerbaijan in two times, 2017 and 18, to find out needs and potential sources for child development accounts. We meet about 15 people, 15 key stakeholders, such as ministers, deputy ministers, members of the parliament, and representatives of World Bank, UNICEF, USAID, local nonprofits, universities, and departments from various government agencies to find out needs and feasibility of child development accounts. Based on our interviews with stakeholders, key stakeholders, we found out that there is a wide acceptance of child development accounts in Azerbaijan, a willingness to launch CDAs in coming years, and there is available of potential resources as Azerbaijan is oil and gas rich country, can afford to finance the policy in coming years. We also found out that there is a current financial resources which can be referred to this account in a not looking for additional resources. We also found out that Azerbaijan will need a specific design because due to emerging economic situation, institutions are not very well established, especially financial institutions are still in developing themselves and gaining the trust of the public. And we also found out that public has low trust currently to financial institutions. We also find out that actually Azerbaijan doesn't have very strong asset management vehicles. Based on these factors, we found out in Azerbaijan, while designing the policy, we also looked at 10 key policy design elements which are suggested by Sheridan and his colleagues. We used them as a policy guidelines. We also looked at the practice of child saving accounts in countries like Singapore, United Kingdom, South Korea, Taiwan, Canada, and Israel, and 7 states of the United America. For Azerbaijan, we suggest that the child development accounts are universal, like in Israel, Canada, Singapore, United Kingdom, and it is open automatically from the birth of the child, like in Israel and a couple states in the United States, and parents can have option later on to opt out. We recommend these accounts have a purpose. They're open with a purpose and restricted to payment of the post-secondary education. Why we highlighted? Because it overlaps with the vision of the leader of the country who strongly wants to develop the human capital development of the country. And we thought that this policy might help country to move forward to this direction fastly. We suggest that Azerbaijan use half of one-time allowance for birth of the child as automatic initial deposit as a seed money when accounts are opened. It's in the amount of $220, and every child in Azerbaijan gets this money where they are born, and we suggest that half of this money goes to these accounts. We suggest two design of matching. First matching design is one-to-one, which is universal, which is for everyone. Second design we suggest is 3-to-1, which is targeted for families, helping and encouraging them to save. In addition, savings coming from two sources, from family and government. We also encourage deposit can come from different sources such as family, friends, philanthropic organization, corporations. Ongoing deposits to accounts from of the government's share, we suggest that it can come from the dividends of natural resource revenues. Azerbaijan is rich in oil and gas, and like in Alaska and Alberta, where natural resource revenues are redistributed among local citizens, Azerbaijan also can use this experience to put his ongoing deposit from the dividends of the oil and gas. We suggest that accounts are progressive. Again, in addition to general universal grant, which is for everyone, low-income families to get two or more grants to catch up with rich families in terms of savings. We suggest that accounts are opened by a government agency such as Central Bank, National Oil Fund, or Social Protection Fund. It will have higher potential among families to deposit their share. As I mentioned earlier, there is not much trust in public financial institutions in Azerbaijan. We highly recommend that child development accounts has a financial education piece through conventional training and online training course, through secondary school curriculum, and also information or educational brief messages about financial literacy can be sent to the cell phones, mobile phones of the families who have accounts as a bulk text. This kind of experience is widely used in Azerbaijan in different sectors in promoting retails. And we suggest that this experience used in financial education as well. Administration, we suggest again the government agency which will have the accounts. They administer the accounts in again to gain the trust of the public. We suggest that when accounts are mature, the accumulated fund is directly transferred to educational institutions upon the submission of the acceptance letter by families, which will help to avoid leakages to in undesired resources, and it will also cut some administrative costs. Azerbaijan can refer to the experience of Canada and the United States in transferring funds. We suggest that delivery is operated like by the banks, which currently deliver social pension and allowances. It can be used for delivery of child development accounts as well. We suggest that online banking system is launched for child development accounts, and child development application is developed. It will help families to have full access and have full information about the operations in their accounts. But we suggest that this operation, online banking, has a limited operation, restrictive operation, that families only can deposit money, can deposit money. It will also help families in rural and remote areas to have access and to see their accounts where there is no strong banking infrastructure, there is no ATMs in rural remote areas, but Azerbaijan usage of internet is very high. Many people have Wi-Fi at home, and mostly people have access to internet through their phones, through the data. So online banking and CDA application will help in this matter. In terms of investment option, as I mentioned earlier, these accounts will be at the government agencies, and we envision them to be passive saving accounts, not earning any interest, but it will have high trust. It will have high trust by public, by family, and it will help the child development accounts to be successful in Azerbaijan. We hypothesize that it will be successful in Azerbaijan if it is run and operated by the government agencies. Thank you very much for your attention. For the full paper, you can contact me at this email address, and the brief of this paper, policy paper, exists at this link. You can have access to this paper brief at this link. Again, thank you very much for your attention.